As the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, this is a call to all citizens that it is our responsibility, all of us as Ugandans, to work and contribute to the national economy. That's what national guidance is all about. And I would like therefore to thank all Ugandans who have worked tirelessly the whole of this year to contribute to national economy. I would also like us to remember the President's call for action for socio-economic transformation through the 4 sectors which he has overemphasized: commercial, agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. And I would like all Ugandans to also embrace his call for adoption of the 4-acre model. Obviously, for us as national guidance, we concentrate on national ideology, and we try to promote Ugandan values. The constitution is very clear: everybody must work and contribute to national economy. People must remain united. Uganda is a country of several nationalities were brought together to form the state of Uganda. We don't talk the same language, we don't have the same culture, but we were brought together as different nationalities to form a state called Uganda. And therefore that unity in diversity is very, very important. And as national guidance, we are trying to ensure we really promote that value. And we also promote culture in diversity. We believe we Africans had our own culture. We should stick to some of the positive values in that culture. I would like therefore to thank all Ugandans for having stood by His Excellency the President when he signed the anti-homosexuality bill. And let us stick to our values. Our national anthem is very, very clear: O Uganda, may God uphold thee, we lay our future in thy hands. And therefore anything ungodly, Ugandans should resist as much as possible. We are also promoting honesty as a value. Any person who is honest will do the right thing at the right time. And therefore, if we are to eliminate the biggest evil that we have in the country now, which is corruption, we must remain honest people. And that one I would like to overemphasize. If we are to eliminate the biggest evil we have in the country at the moment, which is corruption, we must live an honest life. And once we eliminate that, I think Uganda will progress without any obstacle. In the communication sector, because this ministry is Ministry of Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance. And I emphasize the comma because people just call it ICT and National Guidance, and they think it is about computers and probably national guidance, but there is a comma between information and communication. And our work, we are the spokespersons of government, and we disseminate information. I would also, therefore, at this moment, like to thank the media for assisting us to disseminate information, because for us, we use the media to transmit our information to the people. And I would also like to thank you for always seeking for clarification. There are so many journalists who have rang me to seek clarifications on a few issues, both print and electronic media. So please continue seeking for clarification if there is any information you need that concerns how government operates. We are ready, and we shall give you all the information that you want. If you get problems in other ministries, you can still come to us. We shall get you the information that you want from those ministries. And now I've also started a system where we schedule ministers to appear on different media platforms. So even your TVs, your radios, depending on your need, we can always schedule for you ministers to appear on your TV so long as you have programmed them, so that you can really get the correct information. We don't want to clash with you for giving wrong information when we are there and we can give you the correct information. Our population is still a bit ignorant about information. For them, they just say the radio said or the TV said. If you ask who said on that radio, they will just say, no, me, I listen, the radio said. They don't care about who said what. And therefore, if information is coming from a non-authority, it will still go to the population if it's not clarified. As a ministry, obviously, we are in charge of regulation. We are also in charge of creating content, supervising systems, and certifying systems, and programs and platforms. So we are doing well in that field. Our agencies which are in that sector are also doing well. Uganda Communication Commission is doing very well. Recently, NITA-U was given another side of life. It's one of those entities which are due for rationalization, but it was given relief for 3 years to finalize its program. And therefore, why was NITA-U given a transition period of 3 years? Because there are several programs which we are on now, several projects which we are executing that NITA-U has to accomplish. And one of them is the national backbone infrastructure. We are going to expand the national backbone of internet. We are now in close to 50 districts, but we want to reach all the 149 districts in the next 3 years. And the president negotiated for us a loan with Exim Bank, and now the project has taken off. Last week, the president launched that project in Kotido. So the national backbone will now be expanded, and our national backbone is now going to cover all the 149 districts. We have another, the national backbone is sort of the highway of internet. So we are building the highway of internet, fiber network in all the districts. But then we have another program, which is the Universal Digital Acceleration Program, which is abbreviated as UDAP. That one now will do the last mile. It will be the distribution network. After we've built the highway, then we get the distribution network. And the main purpose of UDAP is to ensure internet reaches every parish. But we are not doing it alone. What we are putting in place, the infrastructure we are putting in place, it is supplementing the private sector. This economy is a private sector-led economy. MTN has its own network, Airtel has its own network. There are so many other providers, Leica and other telephone companies. They have their own network. But ours now is for government, and for us we are targeting government institutions. But our own infrastructure is assisting on reducing the cost of internet. As you are aware, within last year, we reduced the cost of internet from $70 per megabyte per second to $35 per megabyte per second. And we hope that after completing our infrastructure, internet will even reduce further. And our target in the next 5 years, we want to reach $5 per megabyte per second. So that's why we're expanding the infrastructure. And for us, we are going where the private sector can't reach. because for them their motive is profit. For us, our motive is socio-economic transformation. So we are reaching where the private sector may not reach, and that's why we shall provide services to the refugee hosting areas, to the national parks, to isolated places where the population is not big enough to attract the private sector. We have a licensing condition now to the private sector that they must cover 90% of the country for their license to be renewed. But we know that there is a 10% where they may not go because of other factors, like when they see that it doesn't give businesses. So that 10% we are going to cover under UDAP. We are going to put up mass. We are going to put up internet infrastructure, and we are also going to build data centers. So there is a lot of infrastructure that we are going to work on in the next 3 years to improve the delivery of services in the communication technology sector. And this year we also launched the digital transformation roadmap, and this one is probably the route we are going to take as far as digitizing the country is concerned. It has about 5 pillars, and one of the pillars is infrastructure, but there is also another important pillar of digital skilling. We might give people, we might build the infrastructure, but people must also be able to use it. And we have seen that people lack some skills, digital skills, or some people don't even know what to do with whatever equipment they have. We are also negotiating with all service providers, because you meet that one person is carrying 3 phones. This one is for this phone company, this one is another phone company, this is another phone company. Yet you can carry one phone, and you still access all telecom companies that you want to. So we are also introducing some seamless sort of phones, so that you don't need to have so many SIM cards. You can have one phone, but you hook it to all telephone companies using the seamless system. So all those are things which we are coming up with, and this next year, this coming year, those are things you should expect from this ministry. On the BPO policy, we have already now we processed the BPO policy. It was passed by cabinet, so we have a policy in place right now, and therefore that field now has been given direction, and we think in the next 5 years, that's where most of the youth will get employment. We target more than say 9 million jobs using BPO. And for those who are not familiar with BPOs, this is business processing outsourcing. In simple terms, it's you can do offshore jobs even when you are in this country. You don't need to go to China to go and work. You can even do your work in China when you are in Uganda. For instance, I will give you one example. The Chinese, right now for them they are sleeping. For us we are awake. But their hotels work 24 hours. So when they are sleeping, you can become a receptionist here in Uganda. So that at this hour when they are sleeping, for you are getting reservations. When they wake up, you are also sleeping, and their work will continue. You can even do audit, you can audit firms. You can set up your audit firm here, but you audit businesses in India, in the US when you are here. You just do everything online. So to assist the youth to appreciate and also to ease in their work, under BPO we are setting up different, we are setting up computer hubs, regional computer hubs, where they can go and access services and then they do their work. But those computer hubs are also set up for the youth to develop several systems, to use their knowledge to do so many innovations and develop systems. If you go to Nakawa right now, we have a very, very active computer hub, and there are so many young people who have developed so many systems, so many platforms. They are now waiting for them to be commercialized. There are even some who have already commercialized them. They have developed and commercialized their systems. There are some young people who have now developed platforms which can work like what? Facebook. We are also aware that with the advent of digital transformation, there is also cyber-related issues. Cybercrime will also increase, and as a ministry, we are putting everything together to ensure that issues to do with cybercrime are also monitored very well. So we are going to, we have asked UCC to up its act to probably improve on their technology so that they can be able to identify some of these things early enough. Even you in the media, we need to monitor you. You have seen people who just go to the media and abuse others, abuse even His Excellency the President, abuse anyone. But some of them thought we couldn't get them, but we have technology now. Even if you speak on TikTok in Nairobi, we shall know where you are, and we shall monitor you. And if you have used the TikTok badly, or you have abused any person using all these other platforms, we shall get you and you will answer to your crimes. Because we have the Computer Misuse Act, which is there, and therefore, if we misuse your gadget, we shall get to you. But that one, we are also investing a lot in technology so that we can detect most of these things. First of all, sometimes before they happen, or after they have happened, we should be able to track where they happened from and who did that action.